Well, it's been 3 or 4 months since I've been down here at the Zed Shed working on my HZ One Tonner, Trixie. Couple of reasons for that. One is that I kind of got to a point where I really needed an air compressor to start spray painting because I just wasn't happy with the brush method with the KBS, and I'm at the point of getting the underside of the cab stripped and KBS'd. And I'm going to spray paint, so I need an air compressor. So I was tossing up, do I get a generator and an air compressor, or do I get a petrol-powered air compressor? And I have to get one of those two things because where the Zed Shed is on our property is it's too far from the house or from the street to affordably run any power down here. So I have finally got a petrol-powered air compressor, which is probably more than I need, but excellent, and I can't wait to start using it. This is my new petrol-powered air compressor by AirMac. Pretty good reputation in Australia, this brand has. It's got the Honda GX200 engine, which is pretty reliable, and it's on probably most of the best air compressors. I got an electric start system for it just because when I try to pull start this thing with my injured shoulders, I just can't get it. So I'd rather not be fussing around, and so I just bit the bullet, spent the extra money on electric start. Scotty and I created a little wiring system with that Anderson plug there to sort of connect a battery to it so it can kick over. It's a T20P, it's got the 70-litre tank and 320 litres per minute of free air. Has got a little regulator on the side and just a little water trap, which I suppose is standard on most of these, but for spray painting I'm obviously going to need something a bit more heavy duty to dry the air. But yeah, it starts really easy with that electric start, and it also is relatively quiet. If I just drag it around outside to the side of the shed, the sound of it's really not that loud. So if it's not bothering me, it's most certainly not bothering our neighbours, which are at least a couple of 100 metres away. And even though I got that before Christmas, that kind of leads me to the second reason why I haven't been working on Trixie, and that is it has been almost non-stop raining with massively high humidity for the last 4 to 6 weeks. So I can't paint, especially can't paint KBS with high humidity because the humidity and water actually cures the KBS rust seal, the third step, very quickly, and it just makes it impossible to work with. But I'm hoping that the rain is going to start easing up and I'll be ready to get back down here and start working on Trixie. So I don't know, I just thought I'd spend the afternoon, come down here and clean. I've never really formally introduced you to the Zed Shed, which is just a 2-bay shed that is out in the middle of our property, like I mentioned, too far away from power. And that is where we store a few things in here, but it's predominantly become the working space for the HZ One Tonner. We are building a shade shed out the side here. It will be taller than that, that's just a mock-up. But we're waiting again for the rain to stop so that we can finish creating concrete piers for the shed to anchor down onto. And that will eventually become like a clean bay for spray painting and doing some body work on Trixie where she needs it. I do have a solar panel here which is set up to run lights, and I can also charge the cordless tool batteries that I have on it. But my task now is to clean this mess up. There's just stuff everywhere. It's filthy, needs a sweep out, and that will help, a clear space will help clear my head, and I'll be able to plan the next steps on Trixie, which I hope will be stripping the underside of the cab there. So yeah, the shed is in quite a state at the moment. Because we've been building that shade shed out the side there, we've been traipsing dirt in and out of it constantly. And because it's not really sealed, fully sealed from the elements, like around the base of the side panels, dirt and critters get up in here and carry more dirt and rubbish in here. But I just feel like the clutter is just too much now. I kind of got stuff laying everywhere from the last lot of KBS I was doing, and from boxes for things that we've bought, and they're just piled up there. I don't know how a stick got in here, quite frankly, whether it just blew in unnoticed when we had the doors open one day, I don't know. But it needs a really good sweep out. There's a whole lot of rubbish that needs to get thrown away from the KBS last time. I've got to clean up my tool trolley. Mostly the shelves where I keep all of Trixie's parts, that's pretty well organised. I've packaged and labelled and boxed everything, but I think I can probably make a bit better use of space there, so I might straighten that up a little bit. The old bench seat that she had in her has been sitting here for a good year and a half, and you can see that I imagine that's mould, but it could just be dust, I'm not sure. Seems to be growing on it. That's going to get recovered. It's got too much damage to reuse it as it is. So yeah, I just want to clean this space up as my goal for today. It's all nice and clean now. Hopefully you can tell behind me, but it took probably 2 hours to kind of get it into a decent state. I don't know about you, but I find that when the space I'm working in is clear and uncluttered, it kind of unclutters my mind as well, and I just feel ready to start the next step of the project, and that is exactly how I'm feeling now that it's all done. So yeah, I'm feeling excited to start working back down here on the cab and the chassis and keeping that part of the build going. But the next few videos, I imagine, are going to be a bit of a mishmash of what's happening down here, but also what's happening over at the other shed with the 308. There has been a bit of an issue with the cam. I don't know if I've shared an update about it before you've seen this video, but I'm hoping that'll work out okay. In general, progress has not been very quick lately, and that has been due to a few constraints out of my control, but that is just the way these things go. When I started this build, I kind of set myself a ground rule that I would just take everything as it came, and I wouldn't have expectations or goals or targets that I needed to hit. I just wanted to be present with every part of the build and enjoy it and learn what I can, and just have it feel a little bit kind of restorative and creative at the same time. So I'm sticking with that ground rule. So despite these hold-ups, it's all good. Every time I touch this car or that engine, I'm enjoying myself, and I think that's really what these builds should be about. I hope your build is just as satisfying for you as mine is for me. And I love hearing about them, by the way. So for those of you who are regular viewers, please keep sharing updates about what you're doing. Share your ideas as well. I'm happy to learn from what you've experienced, as well as from all the other people that I get to speak to about restoring an old Holden. If you're new to the channel, I hope there's something in this that can inspire you for really what you can do yourself, but also some ideas that might help you out and give you a few shortcuts. I mean, learn from my mistakes, why not? Anyway, I'll see you in the next video.